Challenging by Willis, cleared away, and that is the final action of a resounding victory for Maidstone United this afternoon. A 23rd clean sheet of the season in the league for the Stones and for Alexis Andre Jr., matching Newport County in the 09-10 season in National League South. The most important headline, of course, is Welling United 0, and they are relegated out of National League South for next season. And from a Stones perspective, the most important part of that result, Maidstone United 4, they find themselves back in the playoff spots with 2 games to play. In terms of the match this afternoon, Connor, and the season overall, absolutely no panic there. Of course, it was plain sailing and never a worry before the game, let alone during it.
Yeah, I think we were feeling a bit apprehensive, weren't we, on the way here? We mentioned just as we came on air that this hasn't been a place that Maidstone have got results in the last couple of years and struggled to get that away win. And before, we've always struggled coming here, and we've managed to pick up not only a win but a very good one as well.
Comprehensive.
Comprehensive. We mentioned during half-time that Welling had some good spells very early on in the first half, and again, sort of just as the first half was coming to a close, they managed to sort of string a nice few passes together and looked, some good opportunities getting forward, but didn't manage to make them sort of really, pay off and come together nicely. And then Maidstone basically just were massively clinical, weren't they? Is exactly the way it is. Is Maidstone, as they had a couple of opportunities, hit the target, and 2-0 up in the first half, and 2 goals in the second half is 4-0, and could be very happy with that. Another clean sheet, which does mean that Alexis Andre Jr. now matches
Newport County, their record, 09-10 season. Brilliant all round from Maidstone. Talk us through that first goal, the one that Aaron Blair scored that effectively sealed the deal very early on. Jacob flicking it through and Blair just smashing it into it. Before we do that, we've got a couple of Welling players and staff going up to some fans in the park end. Just, there's going to be some frustration.
Not happy, are they? A couple of handshakes offered, and players and fans are sort of shrugging their shoulders and going, well, what could we do? I suppose their fate was already sealed. We're actually now looking at it where the result here didn't actually mean anything, because the result elsewhere meant that they were going to go down regardless, even if they had picked up 3 points today. So
does look like that is the case. It's still 2-2.
Oh, it's still playing, is it? I didn't realise it.
Still 2-2. I mean, we made that mistake 6 days ago with the Western result, to be fair, didn't we?
That is true.
That's why I've got a few Twitter updates on, as well as the score apps as well. But please talk us through Aaron Blair's goal down that right-hand side. A great interplay between JBA and AB, FYI.
Well, firstly, the ball had already come back into the defender that was coming forward through the Western. The Welling.
Western on our mind.
The Welling half, driving forward, and Aaron Blair did a really great job of winning that ball back and then playing the ball forward for JBA to run onto, and it was a lovely little flick over the top of the Welling defender, and to allow Aaron Blair to run into the box, and he had a great first touch and then a finish that just, he absolutely smashed it, didn't he? Past the...
Such a great view over here behind the
shoulder. We were right in the right angle, We were right in the angle.
Lolloped into that top corner. There's a few disconsolate Welling fans remain and give us some very courteous nods, frankly. They didn't really need to have to.
Well done, thumbs up. And it's...
the better side won. They all know that.
Yeah, well, the thing is as well is we know it all too well, that feeling of relegation and being gutted on the, towards the end of the season, and it's really tough. You think, right, let's hope we can bounce back and go straight away and sort of retain some of those good eggs and players that have performed well, and you sort of go, actually, often at this level, players and sort of get turned over very easily and quickly, and we're going to find out, aren't we, just how well they'll do next year. And obviously Maidstone's journey at this level, we're still unsure where they'll be playing by the time we get to August.
Talking of good eggs, it was a cracking header from Temi Aweka to make it 2-0, wasn't it, Connor?
Yeah, I was going to say, Temi's sort of got his boots in his hand. I think, is it his boots? He's running up and down the side where the Maidstone fans are, and he's having a great time, and he deserves it. So he has another clean sheet, as we mentioned already, but also a fantastic header to make it 2. Great corner in from Ben Brooks, and a header from Temi Aweka just outside the 6-yard box. Blasts past Adam Lovett in that first half to make it 2-0. And then Maidstone did a great job of seeing out the first half.
And again, it's all after Jez Davies hit the woodwork twice. The first one of those, of course, a world-class save from Alexis Andre Jr., something to grace many at a higher division, and one that I'm sure will be in the Stones TV highlights that our voices will be over this weekend, because that was a crucial moment in this match, because if Welling get themselves ahead, and remember the Stones still this season have not won a game from behind. They've got 4 draws in games, 2 against Dorking, 1 against Torquay away. No, Torquay was the other way around. Definitely 2 against Dorking, 1 against Bath, and there was another one. There's definitely 4 that they've had. I've got them written down here. I'm not going to go looking.
The point is,
if we'd have gone there again, it could have been trouble, because Welling would have needed that. And at that stage, with Salisbury being 2 down as well already, you're thinking, those results get to either ground, and the technology nowadays gets them there for everyone. Could be anybody's game at that point.
Look, I think absolutely today is one of those days where you look at the last 2 results Maidstone have had and thought, right, we're not obviously 100% happy with, going away to Western, that was a defeat that we definitely shouldn't have had, and then a 0-0 with Weymouth last week, or 6 days ago. You go, we absolutely need to be picking up some points here and performing well, and that was a really professional job, I think, from the Maidstone boys, going forward and in the middle, and clean sheet as well. So there's absolutely nothing you can complain about, and we got a little bit up, a little bit lucky maybe in that second half with JBA's goal that he finally picked up.
It was a pair of gifts in the second half, wasn't it? JBA getting that ball, Lovett just completely missed his kick, stole in and tapped that one home, nice and simple, into an empty net. And then it was Coulthurst to come on, got himself cleaned out within moments of coming on the pitch, and it was Ben Brooks, solid and calm as you like, slotting the penalty. Keeper Lovett going the wrong way, and it was a 4-0 game this afternoon, Connor, wasn't it? And Maidstone thoroughly deserved that. Yeah, absolutely.
That we did well to sort of make opportunities for ourselves, really, didn't we? We Coulthurst coming on, and to get that, to win that second half penalty, and Brooks dispatched of it as we expect. He does a fantastic job, doesn't he? So
getting close to his double digits for assists and goals.
Yeah, look, he's picked
6
up
or 7, I think he's got now.
Well, I was going to say, Brooks picks up another goal, another assist. JBA picks up another goal and an assist. Aaron Blair picks up another goal. Temi picks up another goal. It's they're all chipping in.
And talking of chipping in, Chippenham doing the Stones an absolute solid with their 2-0 win against Weston-super-Mare, but it is a long slog this season, and there's still 2 games to go. A lot more can still happen. Running through the results quickly in National League South, as I decide to lose my voice. Aveley 1, Chelmsford 0. I definitely put most of that last bit on, honest. Aveley 1, Chelmsford 0, Chippenham 2, Weston-super-Mare 0. Huge implications for the Stones. Dorking 4-0 up at half-time. Hampton and Richmond 2 in the finish in that game. Worthing and Eastbourne Borough finished 1 apiece. Enfield Town and St Albans, the same scoreline. Equally massive repercussions down the bottom of the table. Farnborough 0, Bath 2, Hemel Hempstead 2, Chesham 0, Slough 2, Boreham Wood 4. So the Wood stay 3 points clear of the Stones. It might be slightly less than that, so apologies. Hornchurch 1-0 win against Tunbridge. Torquay win 1-0 at Truro. Eastbourne keep their unbeaten record at home, of course, with that equaliser against Worthing. 4-0 Stones here at relegated Welling, and Salisbury getting a late equaliser against Weymouth 2-2. So in terms of the standings, we can confirm Welling's relegation alongside already relegated Weymouth and Aveley. St Albans are 3 points behind Salisbury and 6 behind Enfield. So going into the final 2 games, it's 1 from 3. Enfield with the worst goal difference of the 3 of them down there. Salisbury with the best. And St Albans' goal difference is only 3 different from... because St Albans are on minus 15 and Salisbury minus 12. So there's a difference of 3 there, doing the maths just about, he says. So 42, 45, 48 down the bottom. It's 1 from 3 to go down and get that 4th National League South relegation spot. It's all the way from 8th to 1st is the really interesting part now. Weston-super-Mare 8th on 75, Maidstone 7th on 77, all the 7s, a la Andy Murray. 6th, Boreham Wood on 80 points. Eastbourne Borough 5th, 82, Dorking 4th, 82, Torquay 3rd, 83, Truro second, 83. Worthing top by a point, 84. So there are 4 points between the top 6, with 6 points up for grabs in these last 2 games across the next 8 days. Connor, pick a winner.
Football.
Yes, not half. Yes.
Right, I think on that note, Sean, I will see you next time.
Yes, you will indeed, and all that remains for me to say is it's Easter weekend. We shall provide you with 2 prodigal sons miraculously returning in 3 days' time. Nigel and Alex will be on the mic for the Tunbridge home return game on Easter Monday, on air from 12:40. Of course, get your tickets online before the gates open at 11. We will have a preview video and podcast for you before that, as ever, from the 2 of us. Thank you for your company again this afternoon. We are off to share our loaves and fishes with our loved ones this weekend. True story. And as always, Connor, come on, you Stones.